Hi, Nixon. This is a review of the tune Jolly Old St. Nicholas. This is the tune that you will be playing with the other practice chanter students on December 19th. And I'm going to break it down into its parts, just like we did at the class tonight. All right? Now, I break it down into bars, okay? And so the first bar, right? Here's the page. It has 4 F's in a row, but they're separated by grace notes. The first grace note is a high G grace note. The next one is an E grace note. Then we do a high G grace note again and an E grace note again. So the way that sounds is we start with what we're starting with is all the fingers off the chanter up on the top hand, okay? Because the first thing we're going to do is make a G grace note sound and then bring that finger down to play F. That's going to sound like this. I'd like you to try that with me here in the recording. Get your fingers situated. Pause the video if you need to before you do it, or have someone help you. Okay, so what we're going to be doing here is a G grace note to F. It goes, all the top 3 fingers are off, the thumb is on the hole, it stays there, and you're just going to go. So I'm blowing while this finger's off. I start blowing, and then I bring it down quickly. That is the G grace note on the first F. The second F sound we make happens by bringing this F finger down to touch this hole, which plays an E temporarily, like this. We're on F. It's just like a tap. So I want you to try that with me now. Get your fingers in the F position and get ready to move your middle finger of your left hand down and up, like this. When you put those 2 things together, you get this. Sorry. Again. Hopefully you were playing along with me there. Here's a few more. All right, so we're doing 2 of those in a row now for the beginning of that first bar. It goes. That's it. That's the first 4 notes of the tune. Let's try it again. And I'm going to count it this time like I do at practice. I'm going to say 1, 2, and then on the next beat is when we start. Okay, don't blow until the next beat comes. So, ready? 1, 2. 1, 2. 1, 2. So I want you to practice just that for a while. The first 4 notes of Jolly Old St. Nicholas. Here it is again. And when I say to get ready to start, you're going to have all of these top fingers off the hole, getting ready for your first G grace note. Ready? 1, 2. 1, 2. 1, 2. Okay, so practice that a bunch. When you're done with that, you'll be on F, right? That's what the music says. So what we've just done in the music is the first 4 notes of the tune, F, 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 F. Now you're on this F, and the next note is an E, but there is a G grace note between the F and the E. And then there's a tap, which I'll show you, and then another G grace note on E. Now we did this together as a group, okay? I want you to start on the F because that's where you left off from the previous phrase. And you're going to lift the finger up to play the G grace note and land on E. Okay, like this. Practice it with me. In slow motion, it's, but we don't want it slow because it's a grace note. So it's, okay, so that's the G grace note to E, right? Then we're going to tap this finger down and up like this. So when you put it together, it's, okay, it's coming from the F, G grace note to E, tap, and then we add another G grace note to it. So we're basically playing 3 E's in a row. We are playing in the music 3 E's. This one, followed by this one, followed by this one, and they're each separated by a grace note. So the way that sounds, the 3 E's, sounds like this. Like that. So when you put the entire first bar together, it sounds like this. Starting on the F, right? So we're going to have our G grace note finger up in the air to go to F. 4 F's, and then the 3 E's with the grace notes, the way I showed you. Try it nice and slowly. Ready? 1, 2. Again. 1, 2. 1, 2. One, two. Now I want you to practice that bar many times in a row, along with me, best you can. Work on it on your own without the recording. Once you've done that first bar, I want you to take a look at the second bar. So we did the first bar, we played up to here, and now what we have are 4 D's in a row, followed by an F that is held for 2 beats. You can see it's got the empty circle there. That's a half note. And don't worry about too much about what the note is called as far as half note, but nonetheless, we're going to be playing 4 D's in a row. And it's very similar to what we did over here with the F's. Very similar. Except we're on D now. Okay? We're coming from an E with a G grace note down to D. That is your challenge, to go from this bar to this bar. You want to play an E because that's where you left off here. G grace note to D. So right now I'm going to show that. We're on E, G grace note to D. You did a very nice job of demonstrating this at the class today. It goes like this. Now once you get to that D, we do a tap with the D finger, which makes a very short C. It's called a C grace note. So we go, coming from E, coming from E, again, okay, and then you do that again. So you do 2 of those. Coming from the E, it sounds like this. Coming from the E. Again. And once you've done a bunch of those in a row, you just do a G grace note up to F from the D. So that second bar, starting on the E from the previous bar, goes like this. Again. Again. Okay, so I want you to work on that And then we're about 10 minutes into the video here, and what I'm going to do now is, after you've worked on that a bunch, I'm going to put together the first 2 bars straight without stopping. Ready? 1, 2. Again, first 2 bars. 1. And make sure you have your G grace note fingers ready. All these 3 fingers off before you start the tune. Ready? 1, 2. Again. 1, 2. Last time. 1, 2. Once you have that down, let me know, especially if you get it down in the middle of the week and you're ready for the next 2 bars. Have fun.